about I feel this is an advantage that we have a community like this telling people telling people all of this. I mean, if I had known this 2 3 years back, I really don't think I would be in this particular stage where I am now. I'm grateful though, but I think I would have gone far. Now, I as an HR professional that is consistently recruiting persons, there's just one thing that I've always put into consideration, and that's it's a very simple question. If I was the owner of a business, now I work in an organization as the HR manager. If I was the owner of this business, this set of people that are seated in front of me, will I genuinely employ them? And then most business owners, most company founders really find recruitment interviews, some find it boring, some find it tasking, some find it demanding. And the truth is, as much as I love my profession, I still feel like it's very much demanding, because you sit through some interviews or you go through some CVs and you're just wondering, did this person truly go to school? You're wondering, the whole years of school, what did you do with it? Like, what were you doing in school? Did you just go attend classes? Yeah, I mean, I attended Delta State University, right? And I knew how rigorous lectures would be. There are times when I would feel so tired, but I still have to go. I mean, that was what I was sent to do in school. And then at the end of the day, you come out and I'm looking at you explaining what you've done in the last 4 years, and I don't know what to say. I'm wowed. Not wowed in the sense of I'm impressed. I'm wowed that what is this? Now, there are different minds that we have when it comes to employment, and I would like to talk about one today. We have this idea that you go to school 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Some people spend as much as 8 years, maybe strikes and real life setbacks, and then by the time you're done, it's a total of like 8 years. And then they now expect that you begin to plan for employment. We have this prayer. I don't know, let me use Yoruba to say it. Tó bá ti jáde in school, Ọlọ́run á fún ẹ ní, I don't know, there's a particular prayer that they always pray in, but they pray it a lot around me here, and most times I say amen, then sometimes I just, I don't know what to say to them, because employment does not start after school. Employment starts from the moment that you accept a school's admission offer, or you enter into school. Let me use that. You enter into school. That is when your employment starts. That's like when your employment journey starts. Now, what makes someone employable? Being employable is simple. You have the ability to contribute value in a workplace. I like to tell people that when they ask, oh, so am I employable? I'm like, as long as you can contribute value in a workplace, you're employable. But then we now have to divide this into certain things, right? When we say value, value can mean a lot of things to a lot of persons. But I personally like to say value means knowledge, skills, and behavior. Value means knowledge, skills, and behavior. Now, what is knowledge? Knowledge is what you know. From the word knowledge, you know it, right? Skills are what you can actually do. I know how to select an individual for recruitment. Me selecting an individual for recruitment and my organization is impressed with this individual means I am skillful at what I'm doing. And then the last one I said is behavior, how you work, how you do it. So it's you being valuable means you have knowledge about something, the way you're going to do the thing, and then how you're doing it. I don't know if we're getting me. Please, if you can not hear me, let me know. Good. Now, for example, let's say you have a degree in, let's use accounting now. I know would have a lot of accounting students here because that used to be like one of the most hottest courses. People do accounting, and then after a while it began to die down. People moved into business administration. After a while, there were courses that I literally could count half of my family members going to school to go and study. But then you ask them, can you use Excel? Some will tell you, oh, I know how to enter data. That's if somebody came to buy 10 items in the shop, I can write the names of the items that was bought, the numbers that was bought, and the prices. And I go for that to ask them, have you heard of the if function? And they'll be looking at me. Have you heard of the nested if? Have you heard of VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP? They are staring at me. They really don't know what to say. And genuinely, they don't know it. Not like they don't actually, not like they did, or let's say they planned not to ever know it. They don't know it. They've never heard of it. Nobody has ever said that to them. Nobody has ever asked that from them. Or you might have even studied biology. Now, people say biology is a science course, right? And it relates to sciences, plants, animals, and whatever. But if you studied biology, right, as a biologist, you would work with findings. Many of us here, I believe a lot of us here have graduated from school serving corp members and ex-corp members. We wrote projects, right? We all wrote projects. And then many of these projects, let's be genuine. If you knew you wrote your projects by yourself, raise up your hand, please. Genuinely, you wrote your project yourself. I did. I wrote my projects myself from start to finish. Somebody's laughing. From start to finish. Now, a lot of persons would actually like to write it, but you don't even know how to gather data. You do not know how to analyze the data. And if you're lucky knowing how to analyze the data, many of us don't know how to prepare reports or communicate our findings. You might have studied computer science, but can you actually work with a team? Everybody's rushing into tech, IT. Can you actually work with a team and solve problems? So you see, many employers don't even ask you now, what do you study? If you're seated in front of me and I am interviewing you, I barely ask you what you study. The first question I ask after asking you to introduce yourself is, what can you do? Of which I expect that when you're introducing yourself, right, you would have been able to list what and what you can do. And it is from what you said that I can say, okay, I think I can trust this person to be able to learn and work effectively. Now, like my boss would always say, your degree can only get you considered. It is your skills that can help you get chosen. Now, your degree might be what you know. Maybe you study computer science and you're applying to an IT organization, or you studied accounting and you're looking forward to getting employment in the finance industry. That your knowledge can get you considered. Your skills can help you get chosen, and then your behavior will help you keep the job. Now, to the theme of this webinar, right? The skills that employers are looking out for. Now, I know we've always heard of this. We've heard of it all the time. You hear skills, hard skills, and soft skills. And I've read, at least since I started my HR journey, I've read over, give or take, over 100 to maybe 120 CVs. 100, give or take, because I consult for others too, and I help them go through their CVs to know what they're looking for. And a lot of times people mix up these hard skills and soft skills thing. Now, hard skills are technical skills, which can depend on your depending on your career rather. It can be, if you're a finance person, that would definitely be Excel, Power BI, data analysis. If you're a design person, graphics design. Art skills are like the current job title. Yes, let me use the word, the current job title. Research, marketing, sales, those are hard skills, technical skills, right? Some of them are, you can actually see them. Some of them you can, how do I put it now? I don't want to use the word feel or sense, right? And then we have the soft skills, which is communication, problem solving, time management, emotional intelligence, teamwork, and adaptability. Now, one important thing we should all notice this: do not learn skills because everybody's learning them. You can learn, you need to learn all the soft skills that there is. You need to learn all the soft skills that there is. Because imagine in an organization, you are the best graphics designer, like the best graphics designer. And then you design a flyer and your boss says, oh, I think we can make this logo a little bit, smaller. And then your attitude towards it, or the way you communicate that, so that's like the best size that we should be using. That's the size that will catch attention. That's the size that will bring people nearer. That's the size that will make people want to actually listen to what we are doing or see what we are actually showing out. That communication issue is enough to make you lose your job. So don't learn skills simply because everybody is learning them. In this sense, don't just learn technical skills. Now, there are certain skills that can take you years to learn, months to learn, weeks to learn, days to learn. Before you start learning a skill, ask yourself, what career paths do I want to venture into? Many of us have submitted CVs for sales roles, marketing roles, that same CVO, sales roles, marketing roles. You submitted that same CV for project management roles. You submitted that same CV for graphics design roles. Now, let me use an example. Somebody sent a CV for review to me. I think it was last week. And then she had a whole lot of information on it. I think the admin mentioned it where you said you have your age on it. Now, she's married, and then she was around, I think, the age of 32 or so. I had to be the one to call her aside. When she sent me the soft copy, I had to text her and I said, you actually have the skills that we need for this role, but you have a whole lot of information that is very, very what unnecessary. Now, I know the kind of person that is employing her, and I knew that those information on the CV was enough to turn him off, regardless of whatever skills that she had. And the funniest part is, there are certain information that you place on your CV is always at the front that you put it. Some of you will put your hobbies at the front. Your employer does not want to see your hobby. He doesn't care. And even if you want to put your hobbies on your CV, ensure that it relates to the role. If, for example, you are applying for a role, let's say a design, a graphics designer role, and you are putting, I like sleeping, I like to read. No, read, is this subjective or objective now? I like to swim. There's no correlation between your hobbies and what is on your CV. Now, if you're learning such skills like that, right, you should firstly know the person that is employing me. If this person had this skill set that I want to learn, would this person need to employ me? No. So it means related to this role, I can learn these skills. On this CV, if this person already had this information that I'm placing on this CV, will I be employed? No, obviously. So it means these certain things should not be here. The admin mentioned and said you have your age on your CV, or I think he mentioned during the interview where you say you're a Christian. Now assume, not to shade any religion, genuinely, now assume that the person who is employing you is a staunch traditional worshiper who has vowed nobody in that organization will work with him if you are not a traditional worshiper. You've lost the job. And you losing the job necessarily does not mean they don't employ you. You might have been submitting CVs for months and then you feel like, oh, this is just this is like the one thing that this one will work out. And then boom, you just submitted a CV that spoils the whole show. Now, secondly, when it comes to learning skills, if you're learning a skill, ensure that you have evidence. I have a lot of persons that learned Excel. And when I asked them, what can you do on Excel? I don't say dashboard. Nothing. There's nothing to show. They are very good with it, as they claim, but I cannot see it. Without evidence, how do I believe what you're saying? These skills are not written on your forehead. They are not written on your palm. You cannot see them. I cannot see them on your face. If you look at me, I'm not seeing your skill set history when I look at your eyes, right? Create evidence. If you're learning digital marketing, towards the end of your training or like the middle of your training, start creating campaigns. You can do it for free. A lot of us don't want to hear the word free at all. Anything that is not bringing in money, you don't want to hear it. You never can tell if that's the starting point. Someone just sees a campaign that, oh wow, this thing will make sense. Okay, I think this person can actually do this for us. If somebody can create a marketing, like a campaign as amazing as this, even without any fee attached to it, just imagine what you'll be creating when there's a fee attached to it. If you're learning project management, manage a small project, and please do not let anybody tell you that this skill that you're learning is what's the word now that they use oftentimes around me? They will say is outdated. There is no skill set that you're learning that is outdated. None. Any skill set that they say is outdated, it is because the person has not been able to utilize artificial intelligence in or just so let me rephrase that. The person has not been able to utilize artificial intelligence in either working with such skill or selling that skill. If you're learning graphics design, I cannot count how many AI designs I have seen that I literally had to go back and ask the person, are you sure you designed this or is AI? Because this looks like you designed it. And then you just send me a screenshot of the prompts that they used. You will still be paid the same amount. Your employer doesn't even want to know if it is AI as long as you deliver. As long as you deliver. And that also brings me to another part, skills that employers are always looking out for. The I don't have experience people, I don't know what to say to you, but I'm going to say something to you. One of the biggest challenges I hear from a lot of graduates or a lot of undergraduates is I don't have experience. I don't have experience. I don't have experience. And you're applying for a social media manager role. I don't have experience. Meanwhile, you are the owner of a WhatsApp TV. Meanwhile, you've been the group admin of a group chat, a WhatsApp group chat that grew from zero members to 200 members in 3 months, and you've been able to sustain it. Now, I want us to change the way we think about experience, because experience is not only a previous full-time job. Your academic projects, which is why I feel bad whenever I remember that I didn't really pick a good topic when it came to my projects. Although I had issues with my supervisor, but I just knew that I just needed to do this and let this man just leave me so I can be going. Your project's topic, as long as you completed it, and even if you cannot finish it, ensure that you do chapter 1, 2, 3 so you get to the analysis part. If you now
Oh, I think our network is really bad. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, it's time already. Our time is fast spent. We should end by 8 p.m. And this is 8 p.m. already. A huge thank you to Miss Amoni. That was really an impactful session.
Yes.
One
Hello,
thing,
coordinator.
hello, sir.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just call her to know if she's got one
Yes,
or
I'm,
two
I'm
things to
reaching out
say
to her
before.
already. I'm reaching to
Yeah,
her already.
so that
I'm
would
reaching out to her already.
yeah. Thank you so much. And also, anyway, do what you're meant to do. Thank you so much.
Let's just hold on. I think she'll join shortly. I think she'll join shortly. As they say, the best is always reserved for the last. So just hold on and expect the best when she joins. Thank you. Okay, while we wait for her, can somebody just share one or two things that we've learned? One or two things? Like something, probably you learned something new today while she was speaking, or just anybody, anybody. We are rounding up now. Okay, you didn't learn something new, but she kind of reiterated what you've known before, and it sat well with you. Can anybody just indicate? Olga, Samuel, Adeleke, Ada, Victoria, anybody? Please, let's say something so we can round up. We are rounding up now. I think our network is quite bad and she may not be able to join.
Good evening.
Nobody learned anything. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You are the chosen
Good
one.
evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Okay.
evening.
I would like to say something that I learned from her.
Um,
She
Beautiful.
made mention of contributing value to a place where you would like to work. Like that's the type of mentality that you should have when you are maybe being interviewed. So you should add value to where you want to work. Value in the sense that your skills, your knowledge, and behavior. So they should all work together for your place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you for the boldness. Okay, she add value. Now, she said a number of things, and that really sat well. I believe she has lots of things to say, but probably network decided to have a mind of its own today. Our network has been bad generally in Nigeria. I don't know what's going on anyway. So, just a recap. Today we've learned how to structure your CV. One thing that really starts with me, or I'm taking home today, is about the experience part. You don't need to have worked in a top firm before you say you have an experience. Your CV is your experience. Sometimes some of us, our mom, our parents had a little business, could be even a supermarket. We helped them sell stuff, and that's an experience. Bookkeeping, record keeping, even sales. All right, relationship building, client management. All those are experiences. All right, that you can add to your CV, and it will look very presentable. All right. Another thing she also said is about the what do you call it? Being, as she said, adding value. And you also want to be proactive wherever you're working. You want to be proactive. Now, when you see a problem, before you are asked to proffer solution, look for a way to proffer that solution. When you do that, people are watching. Your line managers are watching. People at the top of affairs in your office, they are watching. You may not know. You may not know, and they are taking notes. When it's time for promotion, of course you're going to be on the list. All right. So these are things I just want to reiterate as we round up now. Like I always say, and like I mentioned in the group today, if you say knowledge is demanding, some people say knowledge is expensive. Try ignorance. I know that ignorance is really, really more demanding. So from time to time, we'll be having these sessions. All right. From time to time, we'll be having these sessions on career, on tech training and web design training is coming. Our um immigration training is also every, I think, twice in a week and all of that. Please avail yourself. I know you may be saying I don't have data, I don't have that. Now, this meeting is just 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes. It won't drain your data. After now, trust me, some of us will go back to our social media and we start scrolling. All right. So instead of you to waste it's not probably a waste, but this is more of a priority, all right, than the fun you get from just scrolling and scrolling. All right. So always avail yourself. And of course, as much as we can, sometimes we'll be doing giveaway on the group and all of that. All right. So thank you guys. Now always have it in mind. Now also by tomorrow, okay, now since you're on the group, let me first of all break the news to you. If you've checked very well, our Coppers community group is filled up, and there are thousands of coppers we still have to reach. A lot of coppers, a lot of young people we still have to reach. So for that reason, we are creating a channel. All right. So the group will still be running, but our channel will also be running. So we will drop the links tomorrow. Please join the channel. Send it to different groups, different platforms. Let people join the channel. And I'm sure since you've been in this uh, through this group, you must have gotten and taken a lot of value. So there are a lot more value coming up, and it's of course you have to share. The Bible says, "Buy the truth and sell it not." So we are getting this knowledge, and a lot more people have to also get it. All right. So when the link is being shared, please join, share it, must spread the gospel. All right. Let people join, and together we'll build value and we'll make impact. Thank you so much. If there are no questions, I think we'll call it a day. Thank you and God bless you. See you tomorrow for another training. If there is, there'll be communication on the group. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We really do appreciate your input. Thank you so much, the coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.